And we, with our intention, ask for this vibration of love to become even more amplified within us, in and around our heart area. And the more we focus on increasing the vibration of love in and around our heart area, we begin to create coherence between our heart, the brain, the pineal. And as you individually create this coherence with your heart area, all those in this moment doing that exact same thing create a coherence, a field of coherence that now stretches across the globe. Distance does not matter. And so in this field of coherence, we ask now to connect with all those who have written someone's name or their name or a situation on a prayer request, both past, present or future. All is known by the energy of our soul. And so we ask for the vibration of love to increase for everyone who is on that list. And because we are entangled with one another, and there is no separation at the soul level, it includes all of humanity. In this moment, we ask for the increase of vibration of love for all of humanity. And as we hold on to this visualization, this feeling, this sensation, this knowingness of the vibration of love increasing, we feel we are now ready for the circle of 12.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Cryon. Come a little closer. Celebration of what you call Valentine's Day is a celebration of love. Love of many forms and kinds. It's true. And in this spirit, we're going to cross the bridge yet again tonight to that which is your soul. We have been doing this now for so many episodes, and yet to some, it still is new every time. I want you now to just drop into your heart. And what this means is you let a feeling of peace come over you. It's a feeling of peace that will allow you to go to places that you don't know about and yet be peaceful. Because everything here is safe. Everything here is safe for you. Going across this bridge time over time, after time, becomes I would say, an opportunity for you to practice multidimensionality. Dear ones, I invite you to go to this place over and over that is yours to go to. Make no mistake, you are not venturing to the other side of the veil. You are venturing to your original side of the veil. This is you, your soul, that we are going to go to now. And when we get there, I'm going to introduce you again to a grand angel that you already know about. That's going to help you with something that we have been talking about this entire program. Is it possible for you to change? There are so many of you say, yes, I have some things that I would like to change about myself, and I'd like to start with my biology. Dear Cryon, there are things that are happening with me that are disturbing, that keep me from sleeping at night, that disturb my joy. I'd like a healing, Cryon. Are you aware that if you change your consciousness, and you change the subconscious, you are starting to remove the reason for disease and sickness and ill health in general, lack of energy. Most of all of those things are now being traced to your subconscious. How do you feel about yourself? Don't you think that is going to become chemistry at some level? Let's go and meet this grand one. Take my hand. Let's go across the bridge. Cross with a smile. Dear ones, knowing that when you get there and we go beyond that mist that obfuscates what's coming, and you go and you land finally into that area which is your soul, as we go there, there's a miracle waiting. There's always the potential of miracles when you visit your soul energy as a human being. This is how miracles happen all over the planet. It's the human being going to a place where they release all their subconscious thoughts and allow the healing to flow into their bodies. The magnificent things that often happen that are unexplainable are due to this. And you're here. You're ready for this now. The spontaneous remissions, the absolute healings that people have had so often occur right where you're standing in your soul, where you have given allowance for these things. Come with me through that door yet again. A metaphor that says, I'm going from one place to another, but today I'm going into a profound place, not just of healing, but in all-encompassing change. I'm going to a room of all-encompassing change, not just the healing I'm asking for. And you move through that door, and yet again, there is a giant room, beautiful. It smells the way you want it to smell. There may even be music there. It makes you smile because you recognize it's home, real home. And there's a chair. The chair is, of course, a symbol completely of sitting, taking that which they say the load off your feet, and relaxing. And there you're going to meet an entity that you are very familiar with, because we have put this entity before you before. But you may not know this entity as well as I have invited you to know this entity in the past. This entity is your higher self. The higher self is difficult to explain if you've never heard the concept. And if you have heard the concept, it may be different than you imagined. It is the bigger you. The higher self exists on both sides of the veil. It's here in your soul. It's also when you're on earth. It's there as well. It's always there. But when you're in 3D, you have allowed your own choice of what you want for your life to obfuscate that which is your own preciousness, your own sacredness, your own beauty. How can you ever feel you don't deserve to be on the planet when you have such a beautiful essence with you called the higher self? And the answer is, you've allowed that to be obfuscated. You've allowed it to be hidden. And your light doesn't shine. But here, in this soul energy, which you are in right now, sitting in the chair, you're not in 3D. In fact, everything is changeable here. And when you're done with it, you carry the changes with you back to your 3D self. Who knows you better than the higher self? And the answer is no one. Your higher self is the piece of the Creator that is you. Are you getting that? If there is a piece of God in you, dear ones, it's the higher self. That's the one that's always in touch with the creative source, like so many of the angels we've met, always touching the face of God as they are with you. That's power. And you sit with your higher self today, and the higher self comes forward. It's beautiful. It's the beautiful you. It's the young you. It's the one that can do anything you. It's the healthy you. And it stands right in front of you and says, how would you like to change? The higher self is the one who can take that which is your subconscious and change it. We have said before that while you're on this planet, in your brain, that there is no delete key. Now, that's a metaphor that means once you've seen something, you can't unsee it. Or once you have learned something, you can't unlearn it. What you've got to do is reframe things. You've got to work on yourself. We've said these things over and over. To get to the subconscious and reframe it, that's hard. This is a shortcut, dear ones. You're sitting in a chair with your own higher self. This is real. We're not making this up. This is you with you right now. And the higher self is looking at you and saying, I've got a delete key. Let's use it to temper all the things that are keeping you unhealthy, to start removing all the things that you've learned for years to make you doubt yourself. You're here with me. We can do that because you're in your soul energies. You're not on earth energies. And here we can do anything. And so I invite you to sit there while your higher self starts to work on you, and you start to feel a greater peace than you've ever felt before. And you start realizing that the subconscious is being altered in a way that you are starting to become the you would like, instead of the you that your subconscious built for you over decades of time. Is it possible that you could come out of this a different person? One that has a consciousness which is cleaner, with more light, that is able to see things more clearly, and in that your body starts to react with the chemistry of health. That's you. That's now, if you allow it. Do you allow it? Then sit there and receive it. Sit there and receive it. Stay and... Hello, everyone. Welcome to Healing Wednesday, the Circle of 12. Happy Wednesday, February 21. Here we are again, just like every Wednesday evening of the year. So, I want to ask you, did you enjoy last week's departure from the regular format of Healing Wednesday? Would you like more of that?
Well, as instructed by Cryon, we're going to give you a similar kind of experience again very soon, where we spend a good portion of the program working with those very special energies of Cryon and the guest. We explained last week that Cryon is guiding us on some wonderful changes for Healing Wednesday, where we can experience even more of all the things that are needed to support us and assist us on our Ascension journey. So thank you, members, for the wonderful feedback you've given us. Right now, it is time for some affirmations, and we're going to use the same affirmations from the last 2 weeks. Affirmations, they're a great way to posture the energy around you. And I love the idea of my subconscious being flooded by positive statements. Nothing like reinforcing positive things and molding your subconscious. So, are you ready? I sure am, and I'd like to remind you, your cellular structure is so ready as well. Here we go. Today, I open a love channel between the energy of my soul and my cellular structure. I invite that sacred part of me to flood my chemistry with molecules of love. I give instructions to my cells and organs to receive this pure love. I affirm that even the air I breathe is filled with a multidimensional energy that understands the love consciousness of the Creator. I relax and am peaceful with my divine existence.
Today I open a love channel between the energy of my soul and my cellular structure. I invite that sacred part of me to flood my chemistry with molecules of love. I give instructions to my cells and organs to receive this pure love. I affirm that even the air I breathe is filled with a multidimensional energy that understands the love consciousness of the Creator. I relax and am peaceful with my divine existence.
Today I open a love channel between the energy of my soul and my cellular structure. I invite that sacred part of me to flood my chemistry with molecules of love. I give instructions to my cells and organs to receive this pure love. I affirm that even the air I breathe is filled with a multidimensional energy that understands the love consciousness of the Creator. I relax and am peaceful with my divine existence.
Thank you again, Monica. I'm really enjoying this month's affirmation. It's also amazing how quickly an affirmation can reframe your thinking. If you enjoy affirmations, then you can find all the ones we've given previously within your portal. Speaking of the portal, that's also where you can submit a question. So let's find out from Monica what the questions are for this week.
Well, this question comes from Nick, and Nick is in Perth, Australia, and he's asking, what tools or advice can Cryon give to help us know if an entity is benevolent who is wanting to contact us?
Wow, Nick. That really truly is a great question. There are more and more people who are awakening to find they are receiving messages from somewhere. And here is where our culture inserts itself. Those who were programmed early on through years and years of dialogue from old beliefs will immediately fear this thing, any contact at all from something you don't understand, and they'll even consider it, of course, evil. Don't listen to that, it's the devil. I've heard that in my own life. Shh, don't tell any of your relatives, Nick, you're being contacted, or they'll absolutely know you're in a cult. However, most of those watching this program are not this way and are genuinely interested in this answer, Nick. Let me ask you a couple of questions, everybody. First, when you receive inner guidance, is it scary? Good question. When Nikola Tesla was compelled to draw up the very elaborate, ingenious plans for the alternating current device that he is responsible for, was he frightened? I mean, according to him, he got this vision in its entirety for the whole thing and then drew it when he got up as fast as he could, the whole thing, not in pieces. For those programmed in fear and had seen that, they might have seen, well, that was the devil talking, since it was obviously an energy from beyond that he received. But these things, as you know, any common sense, are not evil. Instead, even those who would never believe in channeling accept inner guidance and visions for inventors as inspiration from a higher source. Bingo. Now we're getting there. What is the biggest difference here? I think if you really look at it clearly, you'll notice that almost all contact from your soul is never, ever fearful. That's a negative statement. I would say all contact from your soul is loving. So I believe the first rule, if you want to know who's talking, look for love. Last month in the January 17th Healing Wednesday program, number 163, Monica did some research and found an article from 1987 from New Realities magazine. In that article were 7 attributes that told you how you could tell how to recognize a real energy from beyond from a fake. Nick, I encourage you and anybody else to go find that episode, January 17. Again, it's episode number 163, and it's very telling. But an easy and quick answer to your question, Nick, is look for love. Inner guidance, new inventions, channeling, all has the same attribute. It's given to humans in love and compassion. If an entity comes in any other form but love, toss it aside. Walk the other way. If you want to, you could even verify it. Say, I don't know who you are. Show me love. If it's really for you, the love will surge through your cells in a way that no fake energy could ever simulate.
I love that. The answer is love. That's the litmus test for energies beyond.
And do you remember where you found that article?
I do. It was on your website.
Yeah, that's right.
Posted where you have all the transcribed channels.
Indeed.
Yeah. So the next question is Mariam, and Mariam's from Cape Town in South Africa, and she says, I recall reading sources and hearing a Cryon channel that animals do not reincarnate. But there is an exception when an animal was loved by a human. If this is true, then what happens to the rest of the animal kingdom? Do they just remerge with their collective?
Hi, Miriam. We really like to make these kinds of things linear, in general, everyone, not necessarily you, and put them in boxes. I know this just because of this subject in the past that we've talked about, but we can't really do that. I remember when I first channeled this fact, and here it is. Animals who interface in love with a human have the opportunity to reincarnate. I immediately asked, well, which ones are those? Okay, we know that they're probably dogs and cats, but how about a rabbit or a hamster or a goat? The only answer I received was a very kind energy from the angelic source, which is Cryon, and Spirit said, you're kidding, right? We're not dealing with a list of animals here. Instead, we're dealing with the transformative energy of love. If any animal, no matter how smart or not, is involved in a long-term love relationship with a human being, it somehow receives a soul enhancement and can reincarnate. That is what's going on. So, my immediate answer back then, I was a little more linear than now, was, how about a turkey? Turkeys are really stupid. Is it included? I continue to be shocked, everyone, by how kind the angels still are to me after what I've said and what I think. So it can be any animal at all. This kind of alters the answer to your question. There are animals who receive this human love attribute, and there are animals who don't. Most don't. So, an elephant or a mouse who spends time with humans will absolutely have the opportunity to reincarnate. And the others, well, as you might expect, they interface with nature and Gaia. They're involved in the way things work normally for the majority of animals on the earth. All of them are respected, wonderfully honored, incredibly necessary. They're seen as necessary for the balance of the planet. But they don't necessarily all reincarnate. Did you understand that? So, why should that be? This is the good part. What's the difference here? Let me give it to you, and I'll give it to you in a short and sweet answer filled with truth. Ready? It's because God loves humanity so much that the love affair with an animal